Good evening. I'm Ruchita, your host for tonight. Welcome to today's session of NutriLift 360. Today, we're going to understand the equation of calorie input versus deficit for a healthy body, the role of body metabolic rate, and how it can be improved, the role of exercise and movement in calorie expenditure. And did you know there are some foods that actually help us burn more calories? To understand this and much more, we have two very esteemed speakers with us tonight. First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Rajwats. He was in the corporate at a very senior position in a leading telecom company, and he's been retired since the age of 35 and is now living a life of his choice. He's someone we've seen and observed within the community change his entire outlook towards health. He's been on either side of the the understanding of the subject, and he's been a key member in building this community. He's passionate about the subject, and he's here to share his knowledge and experience so that we could all benefit. Over to you, Raj.
Thank you, Ruchita. Good evening, everybody. As introduced, I'm Raj, and I'm very excited about today's session. And आज जब मुझे पता चला है कि I'm supposed to open this session, so I was just thinking, what do I say? And one thing that comes to my mind that how this whole program was designed and how it came into place. And I'm very, very excited because आप में से बहुत सारे लोग ये नहीं जानते हैं इस प्रोग्राम की फिलॉसफी कैसे शुरुआत की गई थी some around 4-5 years ago. Uh, every time our MC introduces Farokh Tarapur and we talk about what are his achievements, but हम ये नहीं समझ पाते कि फारूक के बैकग्राउंड का इस प्रोग्राम से क्या फायदा है. He's been an Olympian, he's been an Asian medalist and all those stuff. Now, if you know Olympics, the WADA test that they go through, I mean, there is a very, very strict rule that what you are supposed to eat and what you are not supposed to eat. And जब मैं ये knowledge को outside world से compare करता हूँ, like various other programs that are running, and जब उससे compare करते हैं तो एक चीज़ बहुत clear समझ में आता है कि the best part about this program is the philosophy behind this program and the people who are mentoring and coaching in this program. And that is what the biggest strength of this program is all about. I'm sure with all this session, a lot of people have gained a lot of knowledge and transformation they've done to their own health in 2024. This being the second last session of this year, 2024, I'm very excited because 2025, we are already geared up with a lot of things. And now, talking about the philosophy of this program, the see, you need to understand the core philosophy is program ka kya hai. Is core philosophy of this program is matching your health span to your lifespan. That's the core philosophy. You know, now, what do you mean by health span? Like, for example, if your lifespan is 90 years old, are you able to do all your activities? Are you able to be fit till the age frame of 90? फूड के बारे में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है, टाइमिंग के बारे में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है. और जब ये फिलोसफी पे लोग जब इसको फॉलो करते हैं, व्हाट वी गेट टू सी इज द ग्रेट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन रिजल्ट्स. लेटेस्ट पीपल हु आर देयर इन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप, आई थिंक आप लोग ने नोटिस किया होगा कि कैसे जस्ट बाय चेंजिंग द फूड टाइमिंग एंड व्हाट यू ईट, देयर आर पीपल हु आर गेटिंग बेनिफिट ऑन द डायबिटिक हेल्थ एंड दे आर लाइक दे वो बिलीव नहीं कर पा रहे हैं कि डायबिटिक हेल्थ में इतना ग्रेट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आ सकता है. वेट में बहुत सारे ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आ रहे हैं, बट द की इज द कोर फिलोसफी ऑफ दिस प्रोग्राम. और ये जो कोर फिलोसफी है, ये वो राइट हैबिट्स बिल्ड करने के बारे में है, वो राइट चॉइसेस आप कर सको अपने लाइफ में, so that this whole program stays with you for the rest of your life. Now, that's the main important thing. A lot of people go on the diet program, a lot of people go on this calorie deficit program. और होता क्या है, that is more like going on a holiday, कि जब तक आप उस program को follow करें, everything is good, and once you come back to your original routine, your health is back again to the where it started from. But unlike that, in this program, what you'll see and what you'll experience is it is about making the right choices. It is about making the healthier choices. It is about learning the right behaviors which will help you for the rest of your life, or that thing goes for the till your lifespan. So today we are very, very excited because आज आप एक champion को सुनने वाले हो. I mean, I would urge if she can show her before and after, and she never believed that this is possible. And not only that, एक आइडियल वेट अटेन कर लेना, या पे एक अच्छे हेल्थ पैरामीटर्स को अटेन कर लेना, वो एक अलग बात है। उसको मेंटेन करना इज अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी ऑल टुगेदर। सो टुडे यू आर वेरी फॉर्चुनेट बिकॉज आप जिसको सुनने वाले हैं वो खुद इस सब्जेक्ट के चैंपियन है। एंड दिस इज द सेकेंड एलिमेंट विच आई लव अबाउट दिस प्रोग्राम इज all the speakers that you hear over here, they are not some professional speaker जो job पे हैं, in the outside world what happens, you have hired somebody, you don't know what they are doing in their personal life, but वो आते हैं बहुत अच्छी बातें करके चले जाते हैं। यहाँ पे our speakers are the champion of the subject, they have done it, they're there. So you're going to hear another champion today. So not taking much from her time, please welcome Deepika and just listen to what she has to say very very carefully, because ये कैलोरी जो है ये आज वो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट कवर करने वाली है। सो ओवर टू दीपिका।
Thank you so much, Ra. Thanks a lot, Ruchita. I need sharing rights, please. Can you please turn that on for me? Good evening, everyone, till I get the sharing rights. So like Raj said, this program is about adding more life to your life. And I am always very excited about talking on these subjects because I think they have made a tremendous change in my life. And I'm hoping, and I'm almost sure that they will do so for you too. Very interesting topic, very, very simple topic. If you can make it a way of your life, like Raj said, you will not only achieve what you are here for, you will be able to maintain it. I am a living example of that. I have always been on the other side of the weighing scale, like I always say. I used to love to cook. I still love to cook. I still love to eat. And there would not be any diet, there would not be any gym membership, there wouldn't be any weight loss program that I would not have been a part of. I would have lost, I think the maximum that I would have lost would have been somewhere around 8 to 9 kgs using those. But in less than a year, I would bounce back. Why? Because everything else changed. What did not change was here. And the mindset shift, the mindset change that I have been rewarded of by being a part of this program, because unlike most of those programs and memberships that I was a part of, I was told what to do. I was not really shared the secret of why am I doing, what am I doing. So that education part of it was missing, and hence, I was using a cheat code to pass my exam, but as soon as the exam was over, I wouldn't really understand the concept, and hence I would bounce back in my activities. So I hope this session helps you. Let's get started. Ruchita said we're going to be learning about calorie deficit parameters. What are the parameters that will greatly amplify your journey when you adopt the calorie deficit mechanism or the formula? Now, ever wonder how much what you eat impacts your weight? How many times have most of us gone through this, mental marathon that why is my weight stuck? Why is my plateau not budging? I'm doing a lot of workout, but it doesn't seem to really affect after a certain point in time. Let's try and understand what goes into answering these questions and what really are the answers. So how much do you eat? How much you eat? Calorie deficit, very, very simple. आपका इनपुट अगर आपके आउटपुट से कम है, you will continue to lose weight. आपका इनपुट अगर आपके आउटपुट से ज्यादा है, you will continue to gain weight. And if your input is equal to your output, you will maintain your weight. So whenever there is excess of input vis-a-vis the output, your body stores all of that as fat, which we all know. This is the fat that gets stored around your vital organs. And when this happens over a couple of years, you will see people coming up with the problem of fatty liver disease. People will say, बहुत obesity हो गई है, visceral fat, चर्बी बहुत बढ़ गई है, is the typical way in which we say that. So that charbi is when the body is not burning as much as it is consuming. तो वो कहीं तो जाके store होगा because it's not being eliminated or being used from by the body. So that thing that gets reserved, that is your fat, which gets accumulated on different parts of your body. Now, how much do you or how much should you eat? If you're wanting a weight loss, like I rightly said, the calorie in has to be much, much lesser than calorie out. If you want to maintain it, it has to be the same. Now, when we say calorie out, what are the mechanisms? What are the ways in which our body burns calories? Predominantly, there are four things. One is your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. I will just tell you what exactly does that mean. You have EAT, you have NEAT, and you have TEF. BMR is your basal metabolic rate, the rate at which your body burns calories when you are practically not doing too much of anything. So you're going about your, sleeping. Even when you're sleeping, your vital organs, they need some amount of energy to work at the optimum performance level. And the calories that are burned to keep your body in its optimum level during the day, during the night, that's the basal metabolic rate. It is exercise activity thermogenesis. When you get into a very a deliberate form of exercise, deliberate form of workout to burn much more calories, that's when your body, that's called EAT. NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which means that probably when you're walking down to your grocery store, instead of ordering in your groceries, when you are going down the stairs, that is also a form of exercise which burns more calories than certainly taking the elevator. You're going up the stairs, okay, it's just 2 flights of stairs, let me just take the stairs and not go by the lift. Probably when you're, simple activities like making your bed each morning, probably mopping the floor each morning. So we'll cover those activities in detail. And TEF is thermic effect of food. The food that we eat, our body has to burn a couple of calories to digest and metabolize that food. So that is your TEF. So like you can see, your basal metabolic rate is about contributes about 70% of your overall calorie consumption. EAT is 5%, NEAT is 15%, and TEF is 10%. So this entire session is going to be as to how we can amplify the effect of all these four parameters in a way that you can lose weight, or if you want to maintain the weight at which you are, because most of us are in maintenance zone, or there are people who are also wanting to gain healthy weight. So for them also, how can they basically use these parameters to achieve what they want to? Now, what is your basal metabolic rate? Energy in is less than energy out. Your basal metabolic is 70%, like I said. The rest of the parameters, the way they are shown. Now, basal metabolic rate की calories कैसे use होती हैं in our body? What exactly does it actually entail? Your brain on a daily basis uses about 17% of the overall calories to perform or function optimally. Heart uses 8%, muscle 20%, fat 3%, liver 19%, kidneys 7%, digestion 10%, and other miscellaneous 16%. Now, each of these elements, I'm sure you understand that they have to work nonstop. I mean, if any one of them, stops working for a short while, there can be severe, effects of that on your body. Now, when you look on the left-hand side, basal metabolic is 70%, thermic effect of food is about, like I said, is about 10%, and physical activity is your 5%, which is your EAT. So this is how the calories get consumed and a better understanding for you. Now, why do we always focus upon protein, and a lot of fiber in, intake, consume about 40 to 50%, say 35 to 50% in your breakfast, another 25% in your lunch, and the least in your dinner. Why? Because 1 kg of fat, it only burns 4 calories. However, 1 kg of muscle, it burns 28 calories. Now, we all understand that what goes into muscle, a lot of protein. So if you're having a lot of protein in your regular diet, you will build healthier muscles. If you have more muscle percentage in your body and less of fat percentage in your body will end up burning more calories than the same amount of fat. So the rate, this I've already said, the rate at which your body burns calories. Now, how can you improve muscle mass? Farooq always says that, when you're losing weight, always keep a track of, are you losing more fat? Are you losing more muscle? Because one mistake that most of us did in our earlier attempts to lose weight was we were adapting to some drastic measures or doing something, not really focusing too much on building muscle. And hence there was a lot of muscle loss as well. So if there is more of muscle loss, the amount of calories that your body is burning will be certainly much lesser. And hence at times we feel, why my weight is not budging from a certain point. Now, how can you improve your muscle mass? Engage in physical activities. There could be a deliberate workout routine that you could be a part of. There could be basic daily activities that you do, like probably, a lot of times as women, while we're cooking in the kitchen, we have to cut some vegetable. We'll probably sit down on a counter, on a table, and then we'll cut vegetables. Might as well stand and do that. For people who are at work, most of the offices now have those vertical standing desks. So you can opt for standing and working a couple of hours, say about an hour a day, take a break, then probably an hour a day. Eat lot of more healthy protein. Now, one thing that always comes up as probably a discussion when we talk to a lot of people. So people say, I have my share of one katori, 2 katoris of dal, in lunch and in dinner and everything. Uh, Good, you're having dal, but probably do a little more research. Speak to your health buddy, speak to Farooq, do your own research that 1 katori of dal, which probably 30 years ago had about 12 to 14 grams of protein, today it does not have more than 5 grams of protein. So it is not really catering to your body's requirement. On an average, if I take an individual's weight to be 65 to 70 kgs, we need 1 gram of protein per kg body weight. So how are we supplementing that 60 grams of protein? Most of us in India still are vegetarians, and people are coming up with this vegan thing as well, which is good if it works for them. But how do you supplement the requirement for healthy protein if the food that you are eating is not catering to that? So look for those options. Eat spicy food. Yes, I always say your body talks to you, listen to your body. So if it works well with your system, with your gut, you don't have too much of acidity issues, eat spicy food. It burns more calories. Your body has to do more work to digest that. But if it doesn't work for you, then probably stay away from that is what I would recommend. Get a good night's sleep. Why a good night's sleep is important to increase your BMR, why a good night's sleep is important to lose weight gradually, and the one that you can sustain, because our body does, a lot of cells are regenerated at night when we sleep. A lot of repair and rehealing happens when we sleep at night. So when we don't get a good night's sleep or we sleep very late, these activities get hindered, they get interfered. And when they get hindered or interfered, they are not able to optimally repair, heal, or probably regenerate those muscles and cells in our body. And when that doesn't happen, eventually it will help, it'll result into, one, you not losing enough weight, and two, not even having a good lifestyle and having severe problems later in the day, a couple of years down the line. Now, how do you increase your muscle mass and your BMR? A very, very descriptive and a very, very interesting picture on your right. You should do resistance training, you should do high intensity interval training, that is HIIT. Why should you do that? How does our muscle increase? Now, on the left-hand side of the picture, you see a little leaner almond-shaped thing. That's your muscle. That is before you start exercising. And on the right is the one after you have started exercising. What happens is we have an untrained muscle, people who have never been into an activity mode, who have never really worked out. When you enter the gym, how many times does it happen that when you start with some kind of a workout, even if it is, probably a brisk walk that you suddenly start tomorrow, you will face a lot of cramps and those tingling feeling in your muscles, because the muscles get torn, they get ruptured, they get damaged when you're working out, which is okay, which is a natural process. It is when all of this happens is when you have your satellite cell and your fusion of cell that repairs your muscle and it builds your muscle, and thus making, helping your muscle grow. So the one on the right hand side, the fatter almond shaped thing, that's a thing where your muscle is well toned, it's well developed. And that is exactly what you need, not only to have a great posture, to have a good fit life, and also to probably lose more weight by having more muscle mass in your body. Now, muscle formation, how does this happen? 3 tips it says to optimize your protein intake. Let's cover that first. So protein intake, like I said, you need 1 gram per kg body weight. So if you're 70 kgs, you need 70 grams of protein. So hypothetically speaking, if you're probably having, say, 2 eggs in the morning, if you are an vegetarian at least, so that will be about 12 to 13 grams of protein. If you're having 2 katoris of dal in the afternoon, that will be again about 12 to 14, about 14 grams of protein. That's 27 grams. Most people at night do not have dal, but considering let me take an average that you're still taking 1 katori of dal. That's another about, I'll extrapolate it, another 7 grams of protein. That's just 30 grams of protein. Imagine you being on less than 50% of your protein requirement day after day after day for a couple of years now. Do you realize how much of it is going to actually start affecting your body? We often wonder that, I'm having a hair fall, my hair are frizzy, my nails are brittle. And these are the top of the things that I'm talking about. I'm not even going in detail about the other underlying conditions that our body goes through because of lack of protein. Please understand, protein is something that your body needs every single day. There are no stored reserves of protein. From the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, you need protein. Every single cell in your body needs protein. Whatever extra protein that you consume every single day gets eliminated the next day. So unless your protein tank is full every day, each day wise, you are crazily deficit on protein. In our last session, we actually covered that almost 80% of India are protein deficient. 90% of that 80% don't even know how much protein they require. So very important to assess on your meal plates. When you share your meal plates, it helps us understand and give you a feedback as to, is it protein sufficient? Is it carb sufficient? Is it fiber sufficient? Fat sufficient? And what other options do you have to supplement your meal with these macro and micronutrients? Secondly, quality of protein, very, very, very important. Your protein needs to come from meat, if you are a non-vegetarian, from dairy, from eggs, from soy. Now, the problem in a country like India is a big percentage of us are vegetarians, like I already said. Also, off late, a big chunk of us have milk intolerance, lactose intolerance. So, God forbid, if somebody is a vegetarian and lactose intolerant, I don't know how, I can't even begin to imagine how are they actually catering to their protein requirement. Firstly, are they aware? And secondly, if they are, how they are exactly catering to that. Thirdly, distribute your protein. Like I said, if you're starting your day at 7 o'clock, fantastic. You have about 25% of your daily requirement, 20% around 11 o'clock or so, 15% around your lunchtime, and 10% around your dinner time. That's how we would like to break up. Coming to the left side of the page, let's understand how do these muscles get how do these muscles get formed? Now, this is a cycle where you have amino acids in your bloodstream that have to be supplemented. Your body cannot synthesize these. Now, when these amino acids enter your muscle, there is muscle synthesis, muscle protein, and muscle breakdown. What is muscle synthesis? It is the process of incorporating amino acids into muscle protein, which is a key factor in building and maintaining these muscles. So when these amino acids get into your muscle proteins, they will build it, they will repair it, they will maintain it. That's very, very important. Now, what is muscle breakdown? It is the process of amino acids leaving your muscles. Now, between the left hand side and the right hand side, between the time they enter and between the time they leave your muscle, they actually maintain a balance between your muscle mass, and that is how your muscle formation happens with the entry of amino acid, building, repairing, maintaining, balancing it, and then leaving your muscles. So very important to understand this. That's how your muscle grows. That's how we say people have bulked up. That's how we say, okay, you know, we can see a lot of muscle mass and their biceps and triceps, etc. Now, muscle activation, posture and alignment, muscle activation for stability. Let's understand, why do we need to activate our muscles? Because the more we activate them, the more taut, the more fit we will be. It will help us in our posture alignment. It will help us in stability, in stability of our muscles. Let's dive deeper into EAT, exercise activity thermogenesis. Yes, your calorie output has to be more than your input. Now, calorie input is your food and beverages. Output is in these four forms. Now, physical exercise. Now, energy balance is a process through which body attempts to establish homeostasis, which is like the ideal, absolute, perfect state of affairs. Now, these organizations recommend at least 150 minutes of exercise per week for healthy weight management. Why do we need to exercise? Why is Farooq saying that, we every time we end our sessions, we say regular exercise, regular exercise, regular exercise? Because somebody like me who had met Farooq about, say, almost 11 years ago, I used to always wonder, okay, look, I have a certain lifestyle. I'm enjoying my life. I like what I'm doing. I'm happy and I'm absolutely fine. Why do I need it? So, up until then, I did not have this awareness, but yes, I was already going through an acid reflux kind of an issue that I always speak about. Why do I always speak about it? For me, that is a win-win. And each one of you who's here probably trying to address a lifestyle issue. We have people who are trying to reverse their diabetes. We have people who've already reversed their diabetes. Trust me, winning over a lifestyle disease in an environment like today, it's a very, very big win for us, and we're super proud of it. So even though I was suffering with an issue, I was not willing to, accept the fact that I need a physical workout. Despite going to doctors repeatedly and every doctor telling me to change my lifestyle, none of them actually told me what exactly do I need to do. A very generic answer was, lose some weight, do some bit of exercise, eat healthy. Now, lose some weight, yeah, thank you. I know that I've been struggling with it for last 40 years. Do some workout. What kind of workout should a person with my weight do? How much of it should I do? Eat healthy. What should I eat? At what time should I eat? What shouldn't I eat? All of this combined, I never got a 360-degree solution from anybody that I went to. If I went to a gym, most of the times those gyms did not have nutritionists. Most of those nutritionists that were there at those gyms were talking things which are practically impossible to follow at that point of time. So all of this is what I got an answer to while I was on this program. Because regular exercise, coming back to it, regular exercise certainly helps you in weight management big time. I think that is a very well-known fact. Your overall well-being. I always maintain this, that the days that I get up at 6 o'clock and I go for a walk, if I go for a mild run or whatever, I feel as if, I can take on the world today. I can, do whatever I need to. I can accomplish so much today in the day because it releases these hormones, these happy hormones in your body that give you that kick to probably do anything and everything that you want to, and you can actually. It helps in managing lot of lifestyle disorders. One of the top lifestyle disorders that India as a country is facing today is diabetes. And if you can actually get into a regular exercise mode, you can not only control, but you can reverse your diabetes. People have reversed their blood pressure issues with getting into a regular form of exercise. Yes, when you exercise enough, when you exercise right, when you do the kind of workout that your body needs to do, you certainly get a much more quality and an improved, better quality and an improved sleep. It improves your cognitive functions. You are much more aware. You're much more alert. You can respond, react. You can be more creative in your day-to-day activities. And yes, when all of this is in check, it certainly increases your life expectancy. Like, in the last one of the last topics we covered, that do you want to, you know, die taking a long time, stay unhealthy and die at 90, or probably stay healthy and still die at 90, stay healthy till 90 or 80. So it is for you to decide what are you in it for this, in this program for. Now, these are some simple exercise guidance. We say do at least 150 minutes of activity per week. When I say 150, that's just about 20 minutes, a little more than 20 minutes a day. Do you think you can't take out 20 minutes to probably, have a good life, have a good body, have a disease-free body? That's for you to decide. Spread exercise evenly over 4 to 5 days a week or every day. Fantastic if you can do it every day. If you can't do it every day, if you can't do it 5 days a week, you're doing a big injustice to your body, because you're in for trouble, my dear friend. I'm so sorry to say that, but yes, that's a fact. Reduce time spending sitting or lying down, and break up of long periods not doing any kind of activity. Even if you are a housewife like me at home, I think I'm at home practically 24 hours a day. What I'd certainly do is that I would walk down for my groceries. I would go for my walk. I would try and take 5 flights of stairs because I know that I can do comfortably. I'll try to do the 6th flight of stair also. Yes, I will pant a little bit when I do it, but it gives me this nice feeling that, okay, there was a time I would probably, resist going even one floor by stairs, and I would just take the lift. So from there to here, it's good. And that's how I'm slowly and steadily, probably increasing my strength on taking more flights of stairs. You could do brisk walking, you could do aerobics, you could ride a bike, you could dance, lymphatic exercises, hiking, badminton. Table tennis is a very good, fast form of workout. Do whatever floats your boat. An exercise trainer can help you. You don't need an exercise trainer. Trust me, we have such phenomenal videos on our website, slimtrimsexythin.com. And we've shared it that on the group also. You actually don't need to even step out of your house to work out. All of those activities you can do within the four walls of your house, which will actually help you. Now, a simple study which says just 30 minutes of extra exercise every minute, and gradually listening to your body, and increase the time and speed up to 400 minutes a week. Just gradually. Farooq always says there is a difference between training and there is a difference between straining. If you have never worked out in your life, start small, start slow, but don't stop. and increase it gradually by 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever works better for you. That's how probably I could build up going up 5 flights, and I look forward to it. It's not a problem anymore at all. I rather look forward to it, and people in my circle now know that if there is a lift and there is a stair, Deepika will take the stair. And for me, again, that's a win. That's how I would want to be known as, rather to be known as, okay, acha lift nahi hai, so now she's not even going to endeavor going to that restaurant, going to that building. Gradually target to increase your daily steps to 10,000 steps per day. It's absolutely fantastic if you can do 10,000 steps per day. But if you really want a cherry on the cake, then you need to focus on doing these 10,000 steps with a speed of covering 4 kilometers in 40 minutes. Because I can do 10,000 steps a day and take 5 hours doing that, or I can do 10,000 steps a day in probably 1/5 the time. So the choice, or 2/5 the time. The choice is yours. If you do that, when you monitor your time vis-a-vis the distance and the steps, you will get better results. If you are closer to the mark of doing 4 kilometers in 40 minutes, that basically means 1 kilometer in 10 minutes. Now, some good ideas to probably amp up your workout. Take a walk after every meal, including your breakfast. Sorry. Unlike a couple of years ago, I remember people used to say, खाना खाने के बाद walk नहीं करनी चाहिए, खाना नहीं digest होता. Please, please, please don't give in to all that. Leading doctors, leading nutritionists, everybody is talking about it, that a post-meal walk and not a stroll. A post-meal brisk walk will help metabolize and digest your food faster and more efficiently. It will help in controlling your sugar spikes big time if you can follow that. Walking after a meal helps stimulates your digestion, increases the contractions of your gastrointestinal muscles. It helps in enhanced blood sugar control. It also helps you maintain healthy weight. It reduces heartburn and indigestion significantly. Now, just off the topic, my husband always has this problem of feeling a little bit of bloating and everything. And ever since we come onto this program, we have a habit of literally walking outside our house after every meal. And he would say, every time I walk, I really burp a lot. Yes, you will burp a lot, because when you've had a meal, the meal is settling down in your stomach. It is settling down in your digestion, in your tract. And that's the time when the air that was present there, that's getting released. Those gases are getting released. Those digestive, acids are working, they're doing their work. And that is a clear signal that the food is moving in your body. Those contractions are happening in your muscles and your intestines for the food to digest. So improve mood and energy, absolutely. When you are up, above, and on the go, it'll release happy hormones. You will be more energetic. You will be ready to take on whatever life throws at you. Literally, I mean that. Okay, certain tips. Wear the right kind of footwear, very important. If you're going for a walk, going in your slippers and your flip-flops may not be a good idea. Look for a good fit. If you are wearing the right set of clothes, it will greatly enhance not only your mood, your tempo, but your willingness to actually do the workout that you're about to. Get the kind of support that you need. The best support that I found was a health buddy. I found a running partner through this group with whom I could cross check, with whom I could clear my doubts, ask my questions, get answers to, get guidance to, and also get that timely check every time I was, kind of falling off the program, to be, pulled back into the program. That's what this phenomenal community does for us. Do it regularly, or at least 5 days a week. We go for our job 6 days a week. We even go on Sundays when the need be. We don't forget to use our phones, most of us, even when we are in toilets. So please, I mean, walking and working out should be one of the most intrinsic part of your daily routine. Do it at your workplace. If you have a gym in your office, fantastic. Most of the corporates these days are providing that facility. If not, doesn't matter. Step out for 10 minutes or 20 minutes after your meal times, or get out, go from one department to the other, have some form of exercise. Look for the right partners. Very, very, very important aspect. Okay, let's talk about NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I love this part. Now, this is a representation of how over the years, and I'm not saying couple of years, I'm talking about a couple of thousands of years, our activity per day has reduced to just about 25 minutes a day from 10 to 12 hours a day. I'm sure most of you relate to it. Our, forefathers, and much, much, much before that, when we evolved, we were hunters and gatherers working, running around in the jungles. massive physical strain and workout. Then it came down to about 8 to 10 hours of activity when we were in the industrial area, industrialization and all that, that era. And now it's just about 25 minutes a day. However, the food that we used to eat back then vis-a-vis the food that we are eating now has also gone from top to bottom. So the quality of food has certainly come down in terms of its nutritional value. You need to eat much more to get the same amount of nutrition that you could get at less, probably one-fourth of that food, say, I mean, not as long as about 40 years ago. So the food quality has gone bad. The nutrition per the same amount of food has gone much lower, and the activity has gone lower. So you're eating more food, which also includes your empty calories and a lot of calorie dense food, which is not, empty calories, which is not really giving you a nutrition. And your workout has also come down. So we are adding a lot of unnecessary calories. We are not really burning it out. That is a very bad combination. Now, India's weighty problem, 1 out of every 4 people are obese. You agree? I think it's probably two, if not one. But yeah, let's take it at one. That's about 25% of India is obese, which is a very alarming number. Look at the picture on the right hand side, which is talking about the age-wise incidence of obesity. So there were two surveys done, one in 2015-16 and the other in 2019 to 21 among different age brackets. Now, what do you see? The percentage of people who are residents in urban and people who are residents in rural. Look at that percentage and especially focus upon the age bracket where it is 30 to 39. The percentage jump is much higher. And I always feel, and I always maintain this, that till the time we were in the hands of our mothers, all of us, we were eating right and we were forced to, go for a morning run and work out. The moment we step out of our house, especially, we start working, we start open up our businesses and whatever, that is the age bracket where we start to eat junk. We start to eat stuff that we should not be eating. We eat out more often and we eat what we want to rather than what we should. So these are alarming numbers. Globally, an estimated 60 crore adults and 10 crore children were obese in 2015. We are already 9 years hence now. So I'm sure these numbers have gone far ahead. India is not far behind. We are already 25% of us are already obese. A big time for us to now finally wake up to these alarming numbers and probably start with us, our own selves. Because this journey each one of us who've been earlier a part of this journey, we started off with ourselves first. And if you can be successful in turning your life and your health and your body around, that's the message we want you to, make it reach out to everybody around you so that the dream of Har Ghar healthy and Har Ghar medicine free can be reality very soon. Now, non-exercise thermogenesis, it's a new strategy that has emerged, which is basically talking about the little things that you probably tend not to do in your daily routine, and if you do, how much and how significantly it contributes to your overall calorie burning in a daily basis. On a daily basis, it focuses on increasing low level daily physical activity. It includes every activity that we do which expands energy. It could be making a bed, like I said, making your bed, mopping your floor, probably standing and washing utensils, standing and cooking, cutting and chopping, dusting your house, things like that. Walking to the grocery store, you're doing your daily chores, taking the stairs instead of lift. My favorite activity, gardening, because you squat, sit, then get up. It also involves a lot of activity. Standing instead of sitting in itself is a big calorie burner. Now, this is again a pictorial representation of an active individual versus a person who has a sedentary lifestyle. Uh, an active individual, because one, he is deliberately into some form of exercise and burning more calories, which is increasing his basal metabolic rate. Plus, because he's already an active individual, he's looking for these pockets of time or these little opportunities to do those activities, burn more calories, and hence their need is more than double. So if their body is burning, or an individual with a sedentary lifestyle, if their body is burning, say, about 300 calories a day, an active individual, his body is burning 600 calories at least by doing the same things, maybe a little differently. So even if you cannot really get into an aggressive workout routine every single day, you can genuinely focus on improving on or amplifying your NEAT so that you can burn more calories and you can double up. For those of you who are wondering, how can I do that? Fantastic chart. Take a picture of this. Carrying small children. If you have small children around your house, if you are in a place where you have kids, you're in a park or you're in a gathering, pick up those children. Good time for you to cuddle them and love them. It burns 259 calories if you're holding them for 108 minutes a day. It is equal to about 218 burpees. For those of us who ever been into active workout, I think burpees is something we all dread because it's one of the most I am not sure how much do you like it, but I have never liked it. But childcare, standing, dressing, bathing, feeding, again, that burns. I'm doing it for 102 minutes a day, burns 245 calories. For those of you who don't have small kids at home, general house cleaning, oftentimes women at home, when the husbands go, they're busy for the next 1 hour, 2 hours in the morning to take care of the house, to organize the house. If you're doing it for almost 2 hours a day, just doing it 40 minutes, you're doing equivalent of 81 burpees and burning 96 calories. Imagine. So you can do the math. Cooking meals. If you're standing in cooking meals, you'll burn for about 52 calories if you're standing for 43 minutes. Making the bed, moving household items, putting your clothes away, putting away household items, serving food, setting the table, anything that you can stand and do. So you don't really have too much of an option. You have option to say that no, I cannot indulge in NEAT. These are various forms, and there are many, many more that you can actually think of and get involved in to burn more calories. What are the tips to increase your non-activity exercise activity thermogenesis? Increase your daily steps, like I said, up to 10,000 a day. Self-charting, track yourself on a daily basis. What all did I do today? Because oftentimes we ask ourselves or we ask our coaches, our mentors that why is this not happening? Perhaps a good idea would be to probably track it for 10, 15 days and see what exactly is going on in terms of your activity, in terms of your meal plates. One reason why we ask you to again share your meal plates, and please, please, please share your meal plates, is because when you share your meal plates, it helps us understand what's going inside your body. Farooq and Anayta are able to guide you to put in place the right practices, be it meal timings, be it your food portion size, the quantity, what is it exactly that you're eating. So sharing your meal plates will do much more benefit to you than to us. Sharing what activity you've done in the day will help you much more than it helps us. So track all of that. Get a standing desk if you don't have at home at least. Find substitutes for sedentary activities that you do in a day. Gradually increase your standing hours to up to 2.5 hours a day in whichever form that you can. Wash your car by hand. How many of us we used to love doing that with our parents, with our fathers when we were kids? It was an activity every Sunday we would do. And now these days, everything has been outsourced. Probably it's a good time to save those extra 1,000 bucks and do this activity because it might just help you burn some portion of those 1,000 calories. Carry groceries instead of pushing a cart because that also is like, weight training. Walk briskly through the mall rather than strolling. Some of these very, very interesting activities. A deeper dive into the thermic effect of food. Wow. Now this looks complicated, not at all complicated. A postprandial physiological phenomena, which is basically about the activity that goes inside of your body after about 1.5 hours of your having a meal. We have a meal, we don't take 10 minutes to eat a meal. Most of us have done 10 to 15 minutes. We are fast eaters. Your body goes through a lot of activity once the food is inside. Now, this is typically depicting what does your liver do? It does deamination, it does ketogenesis, glycogenesis, urea production, etc., etc. Your pancreas will release enzyme, will do enzyme production. It will release insulin. Your stomach will have again enzyme production, secretion, acid secretion. It will do a mechanical digestion. Your kidneys will take care of the excretion. You will have new growth, etc., etc. Now, this activity is what you call the thermic effect of food. While the food that is being digested in your stomach, in your body, it's moving through your stomach to your intestines, a lot of calories are burned. So if you are eating the right kind of food, which takes more calories to break down, you are actually increasing your thermic effect. You're actually increasing your calorie out burning. So it is defined as the increase in metabolic rate after ingestion of meal. So as soon as you eat your something, your entire body's focus goes on to digesting it, breaking down the meal, and also increasing your body's metabolic rate. Also known as specific dynamic action, which is SDA, and diet-induced thermogenesis. Okay. Now, how can you increase your TEF? Have more protein-rich food. Your body needs to burn more calories to digest a good protein source or whole foods. We talk about complex carbs, we talk about whole cereals. Your body will burn much, much, much more calories to break those down. Be regular with your physical exercise, include spices, like I rightly earlier said. Have an early dinner and be aware of when you eat. Very, very, very important. From a point in time where somebody would say that, in my house would say, let's have dinner about 8:30, say about 2 years ago. And I would literally, the first thought would come to my mind, 8 8:30 बजे तो बीमार लोग खाना खाते हैं, either it's absolutely elderlies or people who are sick or who are not feeling well. To a point in time today where if somebody says that, we wanted to invite you for dinner, and the first thing that comes to my mind is, I'm sorry, I take my dinner very early. I finish off my meal by 5:36. That's a huge change for a foodie like me. But is it tough? Not at all. Why? Because when you understand what is good for your body, when your body rewards you in terms of feeling happy, feeling good, feeling lighter by inculcating these good habits, once in a while, once in 3 4 months, probably you have an occasion where you cannot, uh, it's fine. But if you can make it a habit to have your dinner early, ideal is, I mean, the latest you should have it is by 7 o'clock. Yes, there are a lot of people who probably reach home at 10 o'clock. But like, Farooq simplifies it for all of us. He says, you have your lunch in office now. What stops you from having your dinner in office at 6 o'clock? Don't have it at 6 o'clock. But if you can probably, like I said, increase 10 minutes of activity per day, if you can reduce your or prepone your dinner time by 10 minutes a day over the next 1 month, you'll probably be, absolutely spot on time in terms of having your dinner by 6 o'clock every single day. It's a way of life that you have to adapt for a great lifestyle, for feeling good, for your body to feel happy, for your body to feel lighter, for your body to reward you with great health. So that's your choice. It's person specific. So what are the parameters that affect thermic effect of food? What time are you having your food? What are the physical activities that you're involved in? What is the degree of food processing? What is the meal composition? So when I say meal time, if you're having your meal at 11 o'clock at night, we all know how is it going to go down in your body. It's going to lie undigested in your stomach almost up till next morning, because that's the time the body is in a shutdown mode. Your such hormones are released, which are hunger suppressing hormones. You're subjecting your body to do a job which is not supposed to do at that particular time. Your physical activities, the lesser the physical activity, the less amount of calories your body will burn to process that food. Degree of food processing, very interesting. How many times does it happen that you grab a pack of chips, you finish it off, it could be big, small, whatever, even the biggest size, and then probably in an hour's time, you're still feeling hungry. You still want to eat something, you want to binge onto something. Why does that happen? Because most of these processed foods or, overcooked foods, they have this impact that they are broken down by your body. They are digested, the body spends much less calories to burn them down, and hence you feel hungry more often, you feel like eating more often, you tend to actually overeat thereafter. These foods give you empty calories, they don't give you any nutrition, and they also provoke you to eat more after a shorter interval of time. So that's how the more processed, the more packaged, the more refined your food will be, the lesser amount of calories your body is going to burn to process that food. Meal composition, again, if you have very less fiber, if you have very less protein in your food, you have more of fats. Fats are the most easily digested or broken down by your stomach. Yes, they do get stored, so don't get me wrong. They are broken down very easily. Your body has to burn much less calories to break down fat, but that does not mean that you eat a lot of fat, because that's going to get stored in different parts of your body. So the more protein you have, the more fiber you have, the more whole grains you have, the more complex carbs you have, your body will burn much, it will utilize much more calories to break that down. So this is again a pictorial representation of what I just said. Look at the percentage time taken to for your body to break down or to digest protein. Very, very high. Carbohydrates, next higher. Lipids or fats, very less. So the more fats you have, the more hungry or you'll feel like eating something more quickly. Protein gives you a lot of satiety. We've been repeatedly saying this. It keeps you fuller for a longer period of time. Why? This is the reason, because it takes a lot of while to get digested and broken down. Hence, you feel fuller for longer. Hence, you will not feel the need to eat more often. So now you can do the math. Why we say more protein? Why do we say first thing in the morning? Why do we say it'll not, it'll give you a feeling of satiety? That's the reason. Okay. Now, processed food and thermic effect of food. I think I've already covered this. The more processed a food item is, the lesser our bodies have to work to break it down, thus lower the thermic effect. So it has altered macronutrient composition also. So you need to think before you put it. Ruchita, I think somebody is unmuted. If you could just check. Thank you. So you need to think before you actually put something in your mouth. Now, spices have compounds which stimulate the sympathetic nervous system and increase the energy expenditure. Why do we say have a spicy food? Because it will help in increasing your TEF, which is thermic effect of food. These spices are cinnamon, dalchini, ginger, turmeric, mustard, capsicum, and pepper. Now, in moderation, none of these will cause you any indigestion or any acidity or any acid reflux. Trust me, I think our Indian kitchens have been using it for centuries now. I think that's where that's our powerhouse. Our kitchens are our powerhouse. In moderation, if you can incorporate these spices, they will really amp up the thermic effect of your food. Black pepper is very good. I personally always feel that, when we were a part of the training, we were told that whatever, form of water, infused water, if you're taking, or you're having a smoothie, just by adding a dash of black pepper will certainly amplify the effect of the drink that you're having or the food that you're having. So now tips how you can increase your thermic effect of food. We've already covered. Have lots and lots and lots of protein in your meal times, regular exercise, whole foods, complex carbs, add more spices, have an early dinner, and be aware of what you're eating and when you're eating. And finally, we'd like to always end all our sessions with shine. We want you to shine today and always in your life. Start your day with a lot of gratitude and optimism. It really pays. Trust me, it rewards you like you cannot even imagine. Have your nutrition, because a good, happy body will be living much longer. Intentions, visualize and set clear intentions. If you step out of your house not knowing where you want to go, you will probably end up nowhere. So the fact that you are logged in at 9:45 tonight on a Friday evening where you could be possibly socializing means that you want to reach some place in your life as far as your health is concerned. Put it down on a piece of paper. What is it that you want to get out of this program? Trust me, it will somehow do some magic and you will reach there much faster. Learn something new every single day. Even while I was preparing for this session today, I learned a couple of things which were new. I won't share what those were because I already have. And like I always say, exercise, exercise, exercise daily. We can never say this enough, because when you exercise daily, your body is happy. When your body is happy, you're happy. And when you are happy, I'm sure you will make this world a much happier place. And like Raja said, I love to share my transformation, because if I can inspire even a single person, and as much as cliche it may sound, but I'll still say that if I can do it, trust me, anybody on this group can do it. And I hope that I've been able to impart that bit of enthusiasm, that bit of confidence, that bit of faith to all of you, that whatever it is that you want to achieve, you can, as long as you're a part of this community and you have that mindset shift. So if you are able to shift that mindset for yourself, 5 years also down the line, when you're no longer a part of this community, trust me, each time you see your meal plate, mentally you will be calculating how much protein, how much carb, and how much fiber. So with that note, I like to end this session from my side. Over to you, Ruchita.
Thank you so much, Deepika. That was wonderfully explained. I think it is very clear now, and we have all the tips handy for executing and actually implementing every detail that you shared. Thank you so much. And it's always inspiring to see your transformation journey. I know I am inspired. With that, I think we'll close. And do not forget, guys, on Monday we have the last session for this year. So do make it a point to join it, and we'll see you there. Good night. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you, Deepika. That was super, super, super. On record.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.